A bit of an adventure this morning. I got it in my head to go and check out a museum at CERN in Switzerland now. My bro actually lives across the border in France and he's got other stuff going on this morning, so I had the idea originally to borrow his push bike, but apparently it's worth $4,000. It's some kind of super duper bike.
Your destination is on the
there.
left.
Here's the Meyrin. But he was worried about his bike getting nipped, so he's loaned me his Mrs. bike, which is worth about $1,000. So it's not a bad bike, to be fair. Destination on the left. Typical little French town, but with a bit of a Swiss border feel to it. Here's a mairie. Oh my God, I need to follow my sat nav as well. To make things even more interesting, it started piddling with rain. I can see some French guys playing pétanque of a Sunday morning. So, I think the main objective is to not get run over. And CERN is quite an interesting place. I've heard some interesting stuff about it. Okay, where's the chemin? Reset this bad boy. Turn right. Okay. Yeah, that's some odd stuff goes on at CERN, and I'm not going to just dismiss that.
In 100 meters, at the roundabout, take the fourth exit onto Route de Prévesin, D35B.
I will show you a short clip from the Guardian newspaper. You find the ritual stuff. Weird stuff that seems to be going on down there. So is this a cycle path? I guess so. But obviously I'm not going to be exposed to any of that kind of stuff because I'm just checking out the Science Museum. Met a guy yesterday, one of my bro's friends who actually works in CERN. He's a physicist, and it is rather an interesting place, so let's go check it out and see what it's all about. There's the cycle path over there. They have some really good cycle paths here. Well thought out. And I can't say that's part of the green agenda that I would disagree with, because they're super good for you getting on the bike. There's some sheep. This is the Voltaire house where I was the other day. That was pretty beautiful, actually.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Chemin de la Planche Brûlée.
Oui, merci. So, I've actually got my passport in my rucksack because I am technically going to be crossing the border. You know what, Switzerland, that no one's going to check my passport. Switzerland is a good example of an open border policy, if you will, with no immigration problems as far as I know. Because if you turn up uninvited, they politely escort you out of the country. Shows really, don't necessarily have to build a big wall to make things function. I love these old stone walls. This is still part of Voltaire's old estate here. Yeah, I just love it, especially the dry stone walls. You get a lot of those in England. This one isn't a dry stone, but still, all these kind of stones I'll go and grab out of the local river. They're all kind of rounded stones. So, get wiped out of this junction. How long is it saying I've got left? 3 minutes to my next destination, but that is somewhat misleading because I've entered key stop-off points based on the trajectory that my bro's mate gave me. I saw him yesterday. He basically videoed me this little route to follow. So I've entered, there's a nice French farm there.
Turn left onto Chemin de la Planche Brûlée.
Doesn't have great French pronunciation. That is the sound of France right there. It's cool hedge with a entrance through it, tunnel through it. So it is telling me to go down here.
In 400 meters, turn right onto Chemin des Marchés.
And look at this French lavender, man. That is just the best lavender you're going to find anywhere. Right, I better get back on this cycle path. You know what, I don't even know if that is lavender, but it really does look like it. Onwards and upwards, or downwards in this case. I'm used to doing GoPro footage on a motorbike, so interesting to see how this comes out. Pushbike, handheld, selfie stick. The thing I think to avoid is actually bit annoying, gotta say. I shall not be deterred. Okay, so where are we here? Show up. This is not bad. So, 1 minute to my next destination. Savoir réfléchir. Know how to think. Yep.
Turn right onto Chemin des Blusher.
Okay, yeah, I see where I am. Okay, Bassin du Nord, I think I need to be heading towards that. It's one of my stop-off points. Okay, this is where I think I might be going a bit cross country.
In 200 meters, your destination will be on the left.
Just going to take this down a stone path. This could be quite interesting. Accès au bassin interdit. You're not allowed to go up there. I should, on the way back, have a little look up that. See what that is. Bassin. Some kind of reservoir. No, basin. Water basin.
Your destination is on the left.
Yeah, okay. So, if I say I've arrived at this checkpoint. Continue. Now it should take me to the next checkpoint, which actually I think might be CERN now. No, the nature reserve.
Right onto Route du Nant.
The nature reserve and then CERN.
Turn right onto Route du Nant.
Okay. Oh, there's the basin thing. Okay. I'm actually struggling to keep up with this jogger. Vive la France. So yeah, who knows what they do at CERN. To be fair, I'm sure they do some really damn good stuff there too. The logo is quite interesting. You look at a lot of these logos and you can make 3 numbers out of them, say no more. Not good. But look, at least they put them over a mast away from civilization. It's probably not great for the nature around here. And the old boys sleeping in their trucks. That's a big one. Okay, so we're 5 minutes from what I think is the nature reserve, which will be my next checkpoint. What I should have done is I should have tapped this route in reverse, because you get like a link in Google Maps. Although maybe I could just tap in my brother's address and see if it takes me a different route. This route is pretty good. Alright, we're onto some sort of industrial estate thing here now.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Route du Nant.
Route du Nant, mate. Here's a good tip for when you're travelling, is to download the offline map, because you never know, like if you lose internet or lose a signal, lose a GPS or whatever, you can still sort of fumble your way along. Now my bro, congratulations to him and his wife, are expecting a baby. They only live in an apartment, so I could stay in that hotel next time I come, because there's not going to be enough room. The room I'm staying in is going to be requisitioned as repurposed as a baby room. I did tell them, keep the baby with you in the bed for at least 6 months. Nice little garden centre there. And I also told him, don't jab your baby, but I don't think he's going to listen to me. I wish him well.
Exit the roundabout onto route du Nant. In 200 meters, turn right onto D30.
Hey, there's the fire station down there, the software here. Carrosserie. What's carrosserie? Car workshop. Car body workshop? I'm losing my French. Bad. Bilingual crèche. I'm giving you the scenic route near Ferney-voltaire. So Ferney-voltaire seems to have got half of its name from the great philosopher Voltaire, whose house is in Ferney. Oh look, there's your Chinese buffet. Hong restaurant. So there's the Hong. Right, so here is where it gets a bit hairy. So I'm onto a proper main road now. Jogger is actually crossing. I think we'll walk a little bit here. So if I do end up staying in that hotel in the future, I could come and get a decent Chinese buffet. Now, what you need to pay attention to here, yes, I think I need to do exactly what that jogger dude did and get across into this cycle, because I am going left. So I can get back on the push bike. Just taking it nice and easy this morning. Shoot down here.
In 150 meters, at the roundabout, take the fourth exit onto route du Bassin.
You know, France really is a cool place. It's a second home for me, because I went to school here in precisely this region of France, the Alps, and there are these properties you can buy in the rural parts of France for dirt cheap. I don't know if they do the €1 houses here. They were doing those definitely in Italy before, where basically you buy a house for €1, and then the deal is that you splash 15 grand on it to do it up. That's part of the deal. You've got to do that.
Turn right towards Chemin de la Bardilla, then continue on to Chemin de la Bardilla.
Okay. That's taking me How interesting. Through the woods. I think they may even have those kind of schemes. Oh, this is cool. They may have those kind of schemes in... Right, okay. No, I am going the right way.
400 meters, your destination will be on the left.
Right, so that's my final checkpoint, then on to CERN. Yeah, they may have those kind of schemes here, or if not the €1, then, you know, maybe 10,000-20,000 euros for a doer-upper. And it's tempting, but one thing you've got to look at is which countries have the most insane versus sensible COVID policies. And France, I think they were unfortunate enough to be run by Macron, who's like marginally worse than Bojo. So yeah, you've got to think about that. If they have a lockdown again, do you want to be stuck in one? I mean, mind you, if you live like round here and you've got land, then you're okay. I was pretty much okay where I live because I'm in the sticks and I've got a big garden, fortunately. Very blessed. Yeah, while city life did once appeal to me, it does not any longer. There's the wheat or barley. Say this, I might be talking too soon here, but I hope this GoPro footage should be half decent, because this camera is amazing at stabilising itself. Look at this French wheat. Look at that monocrop there. I bet I have wild boar around here. Let's switch the camera for a little while. I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so the nature reserve is on the left. So now I need to accept this checkpoint, and then we're on to CERN. And how long will that be? 8 minutes. This is pretty good going. I was originally going to walk, and that would have taken me an hour and 20 minutes, which I don't mind, to be fair. But I think 23 minutes versus an hour and 20 is a no-brainer. I don't get a chance to go on then. Wow, I've just poked the camera down there. I wonder if my bros are aware of all this cool stuff around here. Shall I make a tiny detour? It's tempting. Very nature. Yeah, so in Cromwell, I think that's what I was saying. Cremona made the stupid mistake of taking the GoPro off bike setting and putting it on city setting. The footage is bad, jumping, but I had to use it because I didn't have any other backup footage. So that's gone into my Cremona footage with an apology. Maybe this is where Jerry has to send out a rescue party because his big brother's got lost. Right, yeah, this is really branching out now. Okay, let's not get too far down here, since at the end of the day the purpose of this mission is to go to CERN. Right, let's get back to where we're. I'm not cycling on this thing. Slippy. So, what should we expect to see at CERN? They have a science museum. I think it's some sort of a globe thing. But I've no idea what they have going on in there. I imagine it's an educational, interactive kind of job. Actually, I'd imagine that by now I'm probably in Switzerland. If not, very, very close. See, that's what I mean by a successful open border policy, guys. Today's Sunday, so we'll see if Le Pen gets voted in here in France. Her dad was a bit of a fascist pig. At least that's how I grew up viewing him. Although these days I view everything a little bit different, because the right is now the new left. I mean, I don't vote for any of these parasites at all. But having lived through the time we just had, the crazy years, people on the right were much more reasonable and pragmatic than people on the left and the communists. The socialist is like communist with a small c, really. In most cases, they like their big government and they like to control your life and enforce procedures on you. 2 words for them. So yeah, today I think is the French election result, but what is she going to be able to do if she comes in? Because her hands are tied by the European Union, aren't they? Their core message is to get tough on undocumented illegals, and England has kind of just gone the other way with Keir Starmer. So that's enough about politics. Boring stuff. We're now 7 minutes from CERN, so yeah, I would imagine I'm now in Geneva. This is like technically Geneva, but it is it is like you know, the outskirts of Geneva, countryside. Yeah, they're kind of big employers around here. CERN are a ServiceNow customer. I've been working in ServiceNow for 14 years. It's been. If I had my time again, I would not work in IT. But things being as they are, it really has served me well. That's the long and short of it. Is it's enabled me to travel all over the place. Hong Kong, New Zealand, you name it. And take my family with me. I've always taken my kids. I haven't on this particular trip, but this is the exception rather than the rule. When my daughter was 8 weeks old, we're on a long haul flight already. So what I was saying is that CERN are one of the early adopters of ServiceNow, and I can't imagine they've moved away from it, but it must be very customised environment, I would imagine, for the science flair to it. Bonjour. Bonjour. Okay, we're going right now. I said this to my brother-in-law and my brother and my sister-in-law. The French are so much more polite than the English. Weirdly enough, Mel, who's from Kenya, was sort of disagreeing with me, but she hasn't spent enough time in England I'm not going to knock the British, but they're just not as nice as the French. Although, to be fair, if I was down a similar kind of country path as this, I guess you'd have sort of middle class people walking around. They probably would greet you. But the, I know the French just have a warmth to them. And, I kind of know what I'm talking about because I lived here for 6 years. You're laughing if you live up there, eh? Just a little enclave there, surrounded by forest. And shoot you some wild boar for a hog roast. And what's this? Tournesol. This is all like a sunflower monocrop going on here. That must be sunflower. And a nice French farmer's barn for the hay. And you don't see that kind of barn in the UK. It's nice that, with a canvas on it. This is where it's starting to get a bit muddy. What have we got going on here? We're 5 minutes away from CERN, guys. Let's discern where the CERN is. Right, that's civilization. That's the outskirts of Geneva. I don't know why, but that reminds me of the German army in 1941. Like, they got that close to Moscow. They were like 20 kilometers from the center, thereabouts, until they got pushed back by the Siberian troops under the great Russian general who had survived the purge, Stalin's purge, where he decapitated his whole army because he was a paranoid megalomaniac commie. But by some miracle Zhukov was spared because he was far away from the politics. He was in Siberia and he came along with his Siberian troops and kicked the Germans' asses basically. It was a big defeat for the German army. They were like where I am, you know, Moscow's over there. But they didn't get any further. And I don't know why I'm giving you World War II history lesson. There you are. Bonjour. So friendly. Swiss. Swiss Germans. I thought I was filming here. So, I'm doing 10 kilometers an hour. 4 minutes from CERN. And at CERN, I can lock this bike up. €1,000 bike. Not bad. It's quite light. There's more tournesol, more sunflowers. I hadn't realised that. I knew my bro was into biking, but I hadn't realised it was that hardcore. He actually smashed out 4K on a bike. I suppose it's not the kind of thing you boast about. Until I asked him to borrow it. That was his name. Sunflower.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Chemin.
Oh, the Swiss are a bit colder than the French. Yeah, sunflowers are a controversial one because I keep hearing in the circles I sort of move in virtually that you should avoid seed oils. So canola and rapeseed, I think I get it, but I'm not entirely clear if sunflower is included because, you know, organic sunflower oil, there's something very nice about it. And it's the oil of choice to have with dandelion salad, which I like to eat a lot of, especially in the spring. So, you know, like the things they say, I listen to a lot of this stuff and take note and pay heed to it, but the things that they say that don't make sense to me personally, I'm not saying I won't dig into it more, but ultimately I will ignore it if it's not something I want to do. So as of now, I
In 200 meters,
still like
turn
eating
left
sunflower oil.
onto Meyrin.
But olive oil is obviously the oil of choice. So they must. Yeah, I don't know what they're growing these sunflowers for. Whether seeds or oil. There's a lot of it going on here. And the French, they like to have these sunflower snacks. They also have them kind of in the Middle East, where they leave the sunflowers in the shells and kind of salt them. So as you crunch the shell open, you're getting a salt taste with your sunflower seed. It's quite delicious, but it can get a bit too salty. You have too many. Look at this. That's a bit of an eyesore over there. Is that the particle accelerator up there? Look, it's killing all the trees. Okay. That's got to be CERN, guys.
In 200 meters,
Is that CERN? Do we discern the CERN? And it would be rather tragic if I killed myself falling off my bike at the last hurdle. I think I should probably grab a little photo or two off my phone at this point. Of the CERN. I'm sure this has got to be CERN. Look at that dome thing. Alright, let's do a quick mobile phone vid. That dome could well be the science museum, right? I'm sure it's supposed to be some kind of dome. Alright, onwards and upwards. Yeah, it's making some... no. I say it's making some sort of noise, but I think that's probably just an aeroplane. We're not far from Geneva Airport. I can't see anything through these. Covered in rain. Yeah.
turn right to stay on Meyrin.
I think we're here, folks. It's not bad, is it? For a Sunday morning outing. And I believe they're open at 9:30 on a Sunday. Which is also not bad going for a museum. Maybe it's because it's Swiss, or there's probably people working here around the clock, let's be fair. But yeah, I can see some people in the tunnel there. They're probably employees. And I have a cafe that's open at like 8:30. I checked all this out. Yeah. So that's from the approaches to CERN. And obviously there must be like a lift shaft going deep underground. Do you know what? I haven't researched this place enough. Aside all the conspiracy theories that I've read about CERN, some of which have piqued my interest in it. Some of which may be a load of wild rubbish. But I am of the opinion there is some funny stuff going on here. Don't know where the museum is. Could it be that way, or that way, or that way? Let's have a look around. And I don't think this is like a religious place. I think it's more of a science research place to get that. This will prompt me to do some more research into this place. I have to find the bike. bike park. Let's turn the sat nav off. Which might have been down there. So I can lock my bike. Which is not my bike. It's Mel's bike. Right. Universe of Particles. CERN Science Gateway. This is where I want to be going, I think. Can't make it out if those folks are employees or tourists, but they look a bit like tourists, like visitors. Look at this mathematics going on here. You think these guys think the Earth is flat? No way. Pérégrination à l'infini. Universe of particles, yeah. I think that visitor centre is back the other way, so I'm going to keep riding around. There's your logo, boys and girls. Pay attention to that logo. Do you see 3 numbers in there? There's a car park, so I'm looking for the... Okay. Visitor's entrance to CERN is back where I came from. And I think the bike place is over there. Yeah, the bike park is over there somewhere as well. Bicycle parking, it's taken me back that way. So I think I've done as good a job as I can on the securing the bike here. Alright, let's see if we can go and figure out where the visitor's entrance is. Different flags. I suppose you've got all kinds of different nations that collaborate on these projects. Israeli flag. European Organisation for Nuclear Research, Organisation Européenne pour la Recherche Nucléaire. I don't exactly know how to get in this place. The visitor centre down here. Accueil reception, yeah, that must be visitor centre. Across this tramway. go in and check it out.
magnetic field when we put a current in the coil that is around. So when we place a current in this device, we can produce a magnetic field. So when we want to put a magnetic field in the experiment, you can, in the end, when we can, or what we, when we need actually magnetic field in the tester. So should you stay?
Time to check out the CERN toilet.
This is what the accelerator device. This is true for the accelerator device. Here are the conditions.
So that there was CERN. It's not bad, it's pretty neat. You're limited as what you can see. It's kind of an interactive museum. There are kind of labs going on, so I don't know if that's part of the guided tour. The guided tour today is pretty busy, so if I'd wanted to go on a guided tour, I'd have to wait a couple of hours, register and wait a couple of hours, so I thought I'd give that a miss. I don't know if you would see a bit more on the guided tour, whether you would gain access to that thing over there, or dare I say, if you could go 100 metres under the ground to the particle accelerator. I expect not. So gather there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on underneath this ground we're walking on. But all in all, I'm glad I came. And now I think it's time to whiz back to France on a Pushbike. And so if you're in Geneva, why not drop into CERN? Maybe be a little more organised than me. Try and book something ahead of time, get a guided tour, check out online what all the options are. Because they ask you to register when you come in and it doesn't really seem to work very well. But yeah, this was just purely off the cuff that I came. Good news is it didn't cost me a penny. I got a little bit fitter in the process, and now I can say I've been to CERN. Alright, so time to get back. Adios. Ciao. I'm just on the journey home and I'm able to pay a bit more attention to these old flagstones from, like, I just had a frog jump in there. Just around Napoleon's time, maybe. They're quite beautiful. Bit of nostalgia. Just able to pay a bit more attention to them on the return journey. Thought I'd just pop around to local Netto, see if I could grab me a pain au chocolat. So let's see what I managed to pick me up from the Netto's. Some organic chocolate biscuits, some organic chocolate, Netto chocolate, and a French croissant.